Hi everyone and welcome to episode 10 of Coffee with Cheese. I'm your host Narciso Bomben. Well, it's hard to believe it's already been 10 episodes, and although that's not a lot, it's 10 more episodes than I had when I was just thinking about this concept last year. And I'm really enjoying it because it's a great way just to empower clients and community and just get people more literate when it comes to their financial well-being. So I hope you enjoyed the Super Bowl this past week, and it really got me thinking about the legacy of Tom Brady and also my recent newsletter that talked about getting your house in order. You know what, to be the elite athlete and the elite performer of Tom Brady, you always have to be working on yourself and having your own house in order. The newsletter that I put out last week talked about during this pandemic, spending a lot of times in our home and, certainly making sure that our physical house was in order. But let's translate this quickly and transition over to your financial house in order. One of the things that I commit to my clients over time in our relationship is helping to organize the pieces of their financial picture. It's one of the most important things to make sure you understand where you're going and why. And I have a process specifically, an approach that I take to do this, and I'm in the process of branding it Financial C Squared. So the C Squared stands for clarity and confidence. And really this clarity and confidence approach is really the bridge between clients and individuals and families and money and the important things, the means behind the money. So their family, their occupation if they're not retired yet, their recreation and hobbies, the things that they like to do and why we live, right? So Financial C Squared, this clarity and confidence, is really the bridge that brings money over to those important things in life. So let's dive into a couple things to help continue to get your financial house in order. Now, an important concept I've talked about on more than one occasion in previous episodes of Coffee with Cheese is around your net worth and cash flow. And I'm going to keep talking about it in different ways because it's very important to understand and document what your net worth is. And quite frankly, if you're working with a good financial planner or advisor, you should know this every time you meet with them. It should be part of your agenda, right? And this really speaks to the clarity around your financial situation. Your cash flow is also critical. Again, in a perfect world, you're paying yourself first towards your important future goals, and then you're just spending whatever's left and not going into debt. But most Canadians still aren't doing that. They're saving what's left over, ideally. But in order to really understand how to improve that, you have to take a look at your cash flow and making sure you have a good handle around this. So again, this brings a lot of the clarity to place, but also if you're aligning the savings to those important goals, it brings confidence to your financial picture. So net worth, cash flow, make sure you're spending an appropriate amount of time on this. Another way to get a little more clarity and confidence and bring your financial house in order is around topics such as taxes. And we're certainly over the next couple months coming into tax time. Not sure what the CRA has planned this year in terms of filing deadlines and if there's any taxes owing, but certainly it's always important to be proactive around this with both your financial planner and as importantly or more importantly your accountant, right? But it also got me thinking about the different ways we can manage our taxable income. So another deadline that is approaching fastly and quicker than the tax filing deadline is the RRSP deadline. This year it's on March the 1st, so you want to have any contributions that you want to count against your 2020 taxable income in by March 1st, right? But more specifically, I'm not going to get into the power of the RSP. If you don't know that, please reach out or spend some time on it, but specifically around a spousal RSP. So if you're in a relationship, whether it's a marriage, common law, and you're able to have a spousal RSP for a lower income earning spouse or a spouse that's not earning income, and put those contributions against a higher income earning spouse, it's a way of not only lowering the tax bill in your household, so you should look at things holistically, but also helping with a form of income splitting and retirement income planning down the road. So it has a dual benefit. So making sure you understand whether a spousal RSP applies to you as you approach the RSP deadline is another way of keeping your financial house in order and getting more clarity and confidence. Now, One recommendation is if you do not have a spousal RSP in place currently, either you or your partner, don't leave this to the last minute, because you're going to need to open an account, and that could take some time, even though, in our world it's happening quicker by the day. You still want to be more thoughtful around getting it open and putting the contribution in. Last topic I wanted to talk about was around estate planning. It's a very, very important topic, for any, adult out there, but certainly if you have family and loved ones surrounding you, and specifically the importance of wills and powers of attorney. Talk about having your financial house in order and having clarity and confidence that when that time comes, and hopefully, touch wood, it's a long time down the road, and depending on where you are age-wise and living the life you want, you don't have to worry about it for a while, but you should have the plans in place. Simply put, a professionally put together will by an estate lawyer, which I highly recommend, versus wills kits or doing them on your own, is the difference between the government deciding what happens to your hard-earned money and what you'd like your legacy to be, right? So wills come into place once someone passes away. A power of attorney is different. A power of attorney is when at some point, either currently or down the road, you would like someone to act on your behalf. Typically, we see this later on in life when we're not able to make our own financial decisions or health-related decisions. So there's powers of attorney for personal and property, as an example. A very, very important topic. So not only making sure you have them, but that they're up to date. Okay, so a couple of things just to think about around creating that financial clarity and confidence you deserve and keeping your financial house in order. As always, I want to thank you for watching. Remind you that if you have any questions or comments, you can always post them or reach out. Also, another reminder that for those that are approaching retirement or constantly thinking about it, I have my next retirement webinar scheduled for Tuesday, February 23rd at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Feel free to reach out if you're interested. And always, if you'd like to have a one-on-one virtual coffee with myself, I'd be more than happy to do so. Thanks for watching, and have yourself a great day.